And President Donald Trump's education pick, Linda McMahon, for confirmation hearings are going on right now. We're going to discuss what that means for the Department of Education. Joining us now to discuss this is the chair of America First Policy Institute Center for Education Opportunity and the founder of Optima Ed, Erika. Welcome to the National Desk, of course. Before we get to the Department of Ed, I want to talk to you about this roundtable discussion involving the White House and school of choice. Of course, the president is a strong supporter of school of choice. You were at this roundtable. Can you tell me what came out of it? What was discussed?
Yes, the president spent about an hour with myself, 5 school choice governors, and several other school choice advocates, just asking us questions and really reiterating his support for the various school choice measures, both at the federal and the state level that are moving forward, including the Education Choice for Children Act, which we're looking to include in reconciliation, which is all happening right now in Congress. But he also wanted to make sure there was language there that reiterated his need to return education to the states, which also came up, of course, in yesterday's hearing. He wants to not only empower parents with school choice, but ensure that every dollar of federal funding is getting where it belongs, whether that's to the states, to the schools, or local communities.
Now, one thing, many parents, of course, are concerned about test scores. And we got another wake-up call, people across America. Last month, new national scores were released. The good news here in math, many students have made up at least some of the ground that was lost during the pandemic. But the bad news on the flip side, both reading and math, most 4th and 8th graders in 2024 still performed below pre-pandemic 2019 levels. So what do you think? I mean, what can we do to try to close this gap even more?
You know, this is not new information, or it's not pandemic driven. Our monopolistic government-run education system has failed the American people. This is why President Trump has nominated Linda McMahon to come in and bring real reform both at the federal level and pushing down that responsibility to the states, who really should be making sure that each of these scores is increasing. I strongly believe that a free market in education is what is necessary to bring the innovative options that parents need that are going to help drive up performance. What we are doing has not worked. Unfortunately, all of our teachers, and the vast majority of them, get high scores, and we appreciate our teachers. We know they work very hard, but some of them must not be good at teaching because our students are not reading and doing mathematics on grade level, and it can no longer be acceptable to the American people. We need reforms in this area.
You know, Linda McMahon was talking about those reforms yesterday during her confirmation hearing, and some people are questioning whether getting rid of the Department of Education is a step too far. What do you think?
The Federal Department of Education does not educate a single child. It is a wasteful middleman that pushes papers and money around and takes money away from where it belongs, in the parents' hands or in the classrooms of America's students. Getting rid of the Department of Education, as DOE has exposed over the last couple of weeks, means getting rid of a lot of bureaucratic red tape, getting rid of contracts that shouldn't be in place in the first place. Someone who's getting over $3 million to oversee mail operations, for example. A lot of DEI programs, race-based hiring. The American people strongly voted against this when they put President Trump in office. He ran on the fact that he was going to close the Federal Department of Education and put money and power in the hands of parents. And that's what the American people want by vast margins.
Well, do you think Linda McMahon is the person to do it, though, to institute some of these reductions just because of, I mean, we know her basically from the WWE and, of course, small business, right? So, but is she the person who can get this done?
She is the perfect person for these type of reforms. She's an experienced executive with a passion for education and experience serving on the Connecticut State Board of Education, on a university board. You know, executive experience is not in every layer of every industry. Linda is the person that can come in and carry out the president's mandate to evaluate the programs in the department, decide which ones are working, where to put them if they're going to continue, and to continue to dismantle the bureaucracy that's taking money and power away from our local schools and from our parents.
All right, Chair of the America First Policy Institute Center for Education Opportunity and the founder of Optima Ed, Erika. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Angelo, for having me.